Well, with the almost impossible to maintain newer vehicles, fairly often the discussion comes up about, having a vehicle, a forever vehicle that you could just keep repairing. And I have to think, I think I got one here. I used to drive this, hasn't been licensed for 24 years, but I used to drive it. But it's a 73 F100 Ford, and it's actually in nice shape, the body on it. The reason I quit driving it, the problem I had with it for my uses up here is it's geared too high. It's two-wheel drive, but then geared 3-speed on the column, a straight stick. But being geared so high, it really wasn't suited for hauling firewood and that sort of thing. But a highway truck is great. And I'm thinking I should really, for wood hauling and that sort of thing, I got that. That's all I need. And winter vehicle. But for like 3/4 of the year, this would be a very nice pickup. Now, the reason I quit driving it, it developed a knock. And I think it's a rod bearing, but it could be a wrist pin too. And I really will have to tear that motor apart to find out. I was checking, and they used this motor for a long time. And there's a great deal of parts availability. They did change slightly. The earlier 302s are different from the later ones. When they started putting them in Mustangs and stuff, they changed them quite a little. Parts, some are interchangeable, some are not. Like they changed the timing order, crankshafts, cam is different. But a lot of the basic parts are the same. Easy to work on. I mean, it's a rather small V8. I think it was actually developed from like the 260. I think it has a lot of parts in common with the 289. But I'm going to have to get that going, get it out of here. It's still drivable. Like I say, it had a knock in it. I didn't want to keep driving it and, knock a hole in the crankcase. But I was thinking, as a forever, very economical, nice little pickup, and easy to work on, and good parts availability. So there's a lot to be said for it. They're a solid, very solidly built pickup, but yet relatively light. It's kind of funny too, because then I'm looking online about them to see what parts are available, and there are all kinds of parts. But it turns out these old Fords, the square body, the F100 and 150s, they got to be quite valuable. And this one, since it has a very nice body on it, would be worth putting a little money into. Not good in winter unless you put a lot of weight in the back, but 3/4 of the year should be a fine machine. And I thought it might be a problem for some parts, but turns out, like say those grill pieces, they're plastic. Not a thing I like, but they are available for like $80. But all it takes is one bird and you break them. But good solid pickup, good, straight body. It's not rusted out or anything. considering it's rather old. But I think I only paid like $500 when I bought it, and I drove it for maybe 4 or 5 years, and then it developed that knock. Yeah. Well, I think the back tires are still holding there, but the front tires are down. In fact, off the bead. But the damn thing's even got, the original hubcaps. It really is in nice shape. And they got a nice, roomy cab. And they got good visibility. Very comfortable pickup to drive. As long as you know how to run a 3-speed on a column. I think I even got the owner's manual around here for it. So I don't have to pull that out of here. Maybe if the weather holds, pull the motor out, so I can, or at least pull the oil pan off and get an idea what it is. But I think he's a good candidate for a forever type vehicle. A lot better than that one. That one I just bought for parts. But it's funny, I had kind of, this wasn't on my mind at all. I should have been working on this earlier this year. But if I get enough break on the weather, I can get that motor out of it. Or like I said, at least pull the oil pan. The only thing I ever had against this vehicle, it was geared too high. Great for on the highway, not good for hauling wood or hauling hay. Not ideal for that. But for the kind of things that people do with trucks now, ideal. I like it. Somebody wanted to buy that one time. I'm glad I never sold it. Because, like I say, it's only worth more now. Well, even like that Willys, that's worth more than what I paid for it. Hang on to stuff long enough, it appreciates.